Okay, good morning, children. Today let us start with this important lesson. The name of the lesson is The Enemy, written by Pearl S. Buck. So, my dear children, initially let us give an introduction. So, in this lesson, we will get to know about the latest style of CBSE. That is, we will revise this particular chapter into the form of the MCQ. So, we will be discussing not less than 50 MCQ question, and I suppose that any question and almost all the question will cover the question and the discussion that will make here. So, we will not only discuss the MCQ, we will go beyond that also, and we will learn it through Indian English presented by K. Jalal, your English teacher. So, here we go. Let us continue. So, my dear children, you see, so in the introduction, to start with the introduction, so in this introduction we see this the particular lesson is a heart-rending portrayal of the conflict between the man's head and heart. Head and heart. Head means what? The mind. Therefore, so you will notice that there is always a conflict between the mind and the heart. Mind and the heart, or the head and the heart. So there is always a conflict. So sometimes your heart tells that no, there should be sympathy, pity, okay, all these human qualities should be there, but your mind, your head, it tells that no. Based on the reason, based on the logic, it should not be. I cannot support. It is based on the logic. Now, my dear children, so many times we should go beyond what? We should rise above the reason. We should rise above the reason, rise above the logic, rise above many of the standard rules and regulations. So, the regulations of the humanitarian values actually rises above. And this actually, because of this, what exactly happens? So, human beings have the sympathy, pity, fellow feeling, and all the precious human qualities that actually makes a man, and he doesn't know any race, any caste, and he doesn't have any prejudice. Therefore, my dear children, so in this lesson, we'll be discussing about this prejudice, how this prejudice work, and how should we overcome it? What is the need of the time, my dear children? So now at this particular juncture, so we see that there is clash between the countries. There is a clash between the superpower, that is America, and also the China. And because of this threat, we are also suffering. We are also suffering from the constant insecurity. Therefore, this is what exactly happened. So, in this particular lesson also, we will see that in this lesson, the two countries that participated in the war were the USA. The first was the USA, and this USA and Japan. So, we will remember. So, if you remember this particular background, so if you understand the background story, then it will be very easier for us to understand what is the reason for a particular behavior or the particular attitude of a class of people. Alright? So now, what we see is that, so you just remember that the dates are quite important. So, this today's date will be tomorrow H2. Therefore, so it was the 7th December 1941. And what happened? Japan Royal Army, Japan Royal Navy attacked on what? Attacked the Pearl Harbor. You have heard of Pearl Harbor, isn't it? So this is a Pearl Harbor you have heard of. So because of this attack, what happened? on the next day, that is the 8th of December 1941, what happened? The USA joined the war. What is the war? The Second World War. Okay, World War Second. Okay, World War Second. So they formally joined into the year 1941 because of the attack of the German, and the German thought that this is needed. This is a kind of political, or this is a kind of strategic attack that was needed for their country, and they named this kind of operation. This operation was named as Hawaii Operation. Hawaii Operation. You have heard of Hawaii Island? That's the Hawaii Operation. So when you read the history, you will learn more, and this background is needed. And from this background to what we see, we understand why there was a war, why the people begin to hate each other, and what is the connection of the author. So what is the name of the author? The name of the author is Paul S. Berg. Now this writer Paul S. Berg was born in China. Okay, was born in China. So she was a Chinese, and then what happened? There was one rebellion. Okay, and because of this rebellion, what happened? Many peasants came together in China. Many peasants came together, and against the missionary, they killed almost 230, particularly the Christian missionaries. And Paul S. Berg also belonged to that particular category. And the peasants or the farmer attacked whom? Attacked the Christian missionaries, and particularly the Chinese people who were Christians. And Paul S. Berg also became the target of the same. And because of that, they went to where? They went to take shelter in Hong Kong. And after that, she went to the United States of America into the company of the parents. And then in this way, she lived sometime in America and sometime in China. And in this way, she had the dual identity. But she could neither be a true American or a true Chinese. Because in the American society also she was not regarded as a true American, and in the Chinese society there was kind of severe, or there was a kind of threat on her, and because of this particular attitude that she suffered, she wrote this particular lesson. And in this lesson, what we see, why we notice the kind of the attitude that was shown on the prisoner of war. And the story starts, and in this story, what we see, there is the confluence between CONFLUENC, confluence. And there is a kind of union between which two countries? The two enemy countries. One, Japan. Other, America. So what is the connection? Now, so we'll see that one Japanese doctor. So what is the name of the doctor? Dr. Sadao. Where did he go? He went to America. At what age? So he went at the age of 22. Where he went? He went to America. For what particular purpose? He went there in order to pursue the surgery. Means MBBS. Okay. So he wanted to become the surgeon. Okay. He wanted to become the surgeon. He wanted to perform the surgery, and his father was a great patriot. His father was a great Japanese patriot, and his whole concern was to educate his son. And for this purpose, he sent him to America in order to learn whatever he could learn about the surgery and about medicine. And there you will see, so we are talking about our Dr. Sadao. He met with the whom? He met with the Hannah there in the house of the Professor Hurley, and after meeting, so finally they got married, and after marriage, now they came back to Japan. After coming back to Japan, what exactly happened at the time that the war was going on? And it is at this background that when the doctor went to the beach, his house was on the beach. तो बीच तो आप जानते हैं ना, बीच क्या चीज है? So समुंदर का किनारा. So it was a beautiful place. Okay. So just on the border of the sea, his a beautiful house, his a beautiful cottage was there, and while the wife and the husband, they were strolling, strolling. Strolling का मतलब क्या है? ऐसे घूमना, है ना? ऐसे घूमना for the purpose of kind of entertainment, okay? Kind of relaxation. Therefore, while they were strolling or roaming, okay, simply roaming, simply wandering. So, just by the side of the sea, at that time, something was floating under the water, and what did the thought? Yes, oh, it is a human being. And now the first gaze of the doctor was that yes, it may be the fisherman. Therefore, out of human sympathy, what did the doctor did? They went near the person who was floating, who was at the mercy of the wave, who was at the mercy of the water. He was simply floating, okay, and simply it was running on the water. So to his surprise, when he went nearer, then he could see the logo. What is the logo, my dear children? What logo? So it is the logo of the British Navy. So what happened to him? He was shot. By whom? Certainly by the Japanese. So he was a POW. What he was? He was a POW, means prisoner of war. And he was having a very strong willpower. And because of this strong willpower, what would see that even though he was shot, yet what happened? He jumped under the water, and then he was simply swimming. And at a particular moment, so his energy was exhausted. Energy actually ebbed, or it was exhausted, and then he was at the mercy of the water and wind, and then it was floating. It was going by the side of the house of Dr. Sadao. Now see. So Dr. Sadao, you will remember. So Dr. Sadao, so he had some prejudice. So what is a prejudice? Prejudice means what? The preconceived notion. क्या है? Preconceived. C-O-N, conceived notion or idea. Okay? Which is not rational. माने which is not logical. आपका पास मतलब कुछ आइडिया है based on what you heard, but that is not rational or logical. That may not be correct. That is the prejudice. So what is this prejudice? So the prejudice or the doctor was, he had this particular notion or the idea that the Americans are not good people. So that is the kind of the feeling. And because of that, what you will do, as soon as you begin to feel that this sort of people or this race of the people are not good people, you begin to love? No, you begin to hate. You begin to hate. So this hatred is a quite what? Quite end means what? Quite natural. What? Natural. Now, and this particular thing is more natural when the war is going on. When the war is going on, in between the American and in between the Japan, and a prisoner of war is found, it is natural that there will be hatred, there will be dislike, okay? There will be dislike for the prisoner of war. And your loyalty to the country, your loyalty to your country also will demand that. Your loyalty towards your country means your patriotism also will tell that yes, so you are right, you are justified, you are correct in hating a person. But my dear children, so when you are a human being, when you are living into the globe, okay, we are not talking about any country. So we are talking about the globe. So we are the global citizen. We are the global citizen. We do not have a country. We do not know any barrier of the country. We do not know any Chinese wall or Japanese sea. We only know human being. Human beings are same in all places. Therefore, initially what we will see that the Dr. Sadao, so he was actually suffering from what? He was suffering from conflict. है ना? He was suffering from what? He was suffering from conflict. Conflict का मतलब क्या है? द्वंद्व, माने झगड़ा. वो झगड़ा मतलब किसमें था? उसका मन में था, है ना? माने क्या चीज के ऊपर मतलब झगड़ा था? वो दो मतलब क्वालिटी था उसका बीच में, मतलब झगड़ा था. एक था मन का, उनका मन मीन्स उसका हेड ने मतलब कुछ बोल रहे थे, और उसका जो हार्ट थे, उसका जो सोल थे, सोल ने बोला अरे भैया आप मतलब जो सोच रहे हो ना गलत है ना. हेड ने बोल रहे हैं ना ये सही है, हम तो मतलब सोच रहे हैं ना कि मतलब दिस prisoner of war belongs to America and they are our enemy and therefore we should treat him accordingly. So the head will tell that whatever I am doing, whatever feeling or the prejudice I have is correct. So in this way what we will see that our doctor also suffer from this sort of prejudice against the prisoner of war. And as a result what happened? So that the war was so going on. War was so going on where? Inside the mind of the doctor. And as a result, so when the war was so going on, so the willpower of the doctor was working, and the willpower was very strong. And because of the strength of the willpower, what happened? So he could overcome the head, and then he could respond to the heart, and accordingly he responded, no. So first I am a doctor. First what? First I am a doctor. Then I am a Japanese. Therefore he responded to the call of a human being. He responded to the call of the humanity and said and forget about what? He forget about his narrow boundary of the race. He forgot that the prisoner of war belonged to the America. And therefore what he did? So he took the help of the wife, and with the help of the wife, the prisoner of the war was taken up to the house, up to the particular room where the father of Dr. Sadao lived. After that, the wife also, that is Hannah, helped in washing and finally operated. After the operation, the doctor was in trouble, so he reported it to the general. The general did not take any action. Finally, he found some suitable option. What was the option? He sent the prisoner of war with the help of the foot, the torchlight, the boat, and other requisite material to the island, telling that from there you will be giving the flashlight. If you are in trouble, you will be just informing me, and after going to the particular island, from there you can take the ship that will take you to America. So my dear children, this is in brief the particular lesson, the enemy. Therefore you have understood the background, you have understood. So what did occasion this lesson? Therefore you have also understood the brief summary of this lesson. Therefore now it is a better time that we go to the MCQ. Therefore without wasting our time, let us go, let us continue. Okay, my dear children, so once again let us have a peep at the major character. So there is the first one, the doctor. Name of the doctor is Dr. Sadao, Sadao. Okay. Number 2 is Hannah. Hannah is the wife. Number 3 is Tom. Who is Tom? The POW. Number 4 is Takima, Takima. Okay. Who is Takima? So Takima is the general. He is the hero of the war. So then there is Yumi. Yumi is the domestic help, very loyal and loved the country and was greatly prejudiced against the white man. And finally there are other domestic servants. So these are the major characters in the lesson. The enemy written by Paul S. Buck. So now let us start with the first lesson. So in the first lesson we will see, in the first question. Okay, let us see the question. Question number 1. Who is the author of the lesson? The enemy. The name of the lesson is The Enemy. The author is Paul S. Buck. It is neither Charles Dickens nor D.S. Lawrence or no other. Then let us continue. Let us continue with the second question. Let us see the second question. Why did Dr. Sadao treat the soldier when he was from enemy's nationality? So let us see this question. So Dr. Sadao treated the soldier when he was from enemy's nationality. So Dr. Sadao was from Japan. So he gave a good treatment. He gave a humanitarian treatment to the prisoner of war, that is Mr. Tom. Therefore, why he did it? Because the first one is he was a doctor, correct? It was against the professional ethics. So the doctor always has a professional ethic. So they do not know any human being by the name, caste, creed, language or other. Okay, they have their professional ethics. Means that the professional ethic demands that they have to save the life irrespective of the caste, creed or other. As a doctor, he could not let anyone die. The last quality of the doctor is that he cannot allow anybody to die. Therefore, the option D is correct. Now let us see next question. Who was the Dr. Sadao? This is a very simple question. So this question you will see that the answer will be, what will be the answer? He was a Japanese doctor. Japanese doctor. How did Hannah help Dr. Sadao? So when we talk about Hannah was a balanced personality. She was a balanced wife. So what is the duty of the wife? The duty of the wife is to support the husband, support the good cause of the husband. And doctor was helping the prisoner of war, and Hannah gave the hand in this particular good work. Therefore, by assisting him, okay, by giving him money, no, by giving him tools, ये भी हो सकता है, by working as a nurse, ये ज़्यादा correct है. ये थोड़ा थोड़ा करेक्ट है और ये ज्यादा करेक्ट है because she worked as a nurse. Means she was nursing, she was washing, she was washing, nursing, feeding. So this is the work of the nurse, and therefore the right option will be D, by working as nurse. Now let us come to next question. Question number next 5. Why did the general not persuade to arrest Dr. Sadao for giving space to a person, to a white person, so question number 5. Let's see the option. Where option? Because he trusted him, because he needed him. General was not in good health and needed his service. So the option C is correct. Okay, these are partially correct, and therefore we go for this option, option C. Let us come to question number 6. Why did Dr. Sadao become irritable and impassioned with his passion? Let us see the reason. What was the reason for which he became irritable? Irritable means what? Means what? Irritable means got angry. Why he become angry? Because of his inability to lead the white man to help his distressed wife. Because of many passions, so we do not get any clue. So when you go through the text, we do not get any clue that many passions were there, and because of this passion, he could not attend on the passion. This sort of clue we do not get when we go through the text. Because of general's pressure, so general also did not give any kind of pressure. We never heard of this. Only what we know is that, so the wife was in trouble, and the wife could not be helped because he could not lead the white man, and because of that he become intolerant. Intolerant. So he become what? He become irritable. So instantly he become angry. Therefore, let us go to next question. Question number 7. Let us go. Question number 7. Why did Dr. Sadao's wife feel distress? So let us apply our own logic. So what is the particular reason for which the wife of Dr. Sadao feel distress? Distress means what? Troubled. Troubled. So what is the trouble? Seeing many passions? No mention. Seeing general's reaction? No reaction was seen. Seeing the order? वो हम देखेंगे what is the order. So order तो अभी तक हमको मिला नहीं. Seeing the white man's blood. After seeing the white man's blood, the blood was pouring. The blood was pouring, continuously coming, in order to stop the blood. So many methods were adopted by the doctor, and after seeing these, the Dr. Sadao's wife feel greatly distressed. Why did the sergeant speak sharply to his wife? To get things he needed, to get her help. No, to stop any disturbance that could lead to harm the wounded man. So this is the particular reason for which the surgeon or the doctor speak sharply to his wife. Let's see next question. Question number 9. Let us go for the question. Question number 9. What was the Hannah's reaction over her husband's words? So what is the reaction? She held her mouth with her hand and vomited outside the operation room. She shouted, no. She cried, no. She stopped helping him, no. So when the doctor became very sharp in his statement, in his talk with the wife, then what happened? So there is a kind of reaction. in the mind of Hannah, and she felt like vomiting, and therefore she closed the mouth with the hands and then went outside and then vomited. So this is the reaction of the word of the husband. Why did Hannah was the wounded man herself? Let us see the question now. So we will remember the particular occasion. So why the wife of the doctor herself had to wash the wounded man? Because after seeing this prisoner of war, all the domestic help or all the domestic worker into the house got a very much what? They got a very much first. They got a very much inimical. Okay, they got a very much unhappy. They become very much unhappy because of the war was going on. They did not like the American, and the particularly this the American Navy. Okay, so he is a person from Navy, and therefore they said that, oh, this will be kind of disloyalty to the country, and we cannot go for it. We may be tried under treason, है ना? Under treason, TREAS1, treason means. So we are going against the interest of the country, and for that we may also suffer punishment. Therefore what happened? The wife of the doctor herself had to wash the hands. Let us go to the next one. Let us go to question number 11. Let us go for question number 11. Why did the servant refuse to do help? ये देखिए अभी आया, ये question आया. Why did the servant refuse to help in washing of the wounded American soldier? Out of the fear. Okay, ये fear तो पक्का था. What was the fear? The fear of the treason. Fear of treason means that they were afraid that the authority of the country, the Japanese government will give them the punishment because they helped the American when the country was going or country is fighting a war against the American people because of superstition. So superstition, what is the superstition? Yes, if you say to the American prisoner of war, then God will not also save you. God will also not forgive you. This is the kind of the superstition that God will not also forgive you if you help the prisoner of war. Because he was an American soldier, this is also correct. Therefore, the answer logically will be the last option D, all this. Let us come to the next question. Let us go to question number 12. Here we go. How did Dr. Sadaway ensure that the American soldier had left safely? So you will remember that the operation was done successfully, and then he was waiting for the order. So he was waiting for the order of General Takima. So he actually, as a loyal person, as a patriot, the doctor was a great patriot. So he referred. So he was a doctor, of course, and therefore he operated all right. And after that, he was a great patriot, and as a responsible citizen, he referred the case. As a responsible citizen, he informed the case to the general, General Takima. And General Takima told in a glib manner, G-L-I-B, okay, glibly, means he was not serious because he was suffering from health, and therefore he concentrated on his health only, it appears, and therefore he told very glibly that yes, I will be sending the people for the execution of the prisoner of war. But what happened? The prisoner of war never meet with the executioner, and therefore what did the doctor did? Doctor finally he decided that he will be sending him safely to his own country. And for this reason, what he did, he helped him with everything that he needed in order to have a safe escape. Therefore, let us Let us see how did Dr. Sadao ensure that the American soldier had left safely. By escorting him? No, he did not go with him. By seeing no signal of flashlight? Yes, this is correct. Why this is correct? Because when you see that before leaving, the doctor said that when you are in trouble, then you will be giving the flashlight twice. And if you do not give any flashlight, then I will understand that you are safe. You have no problem. As there is no signal of the flashlight given by the prisoner of war, therefore he was very sure that he means the prisoner of war left the place very safe. Therefore, the option number B is correct. Therefore, you need not go for any other option by giving him a call. No. Okay, we do not know any mobile phone or other at that time. Okay, therefore, none also is incorrect when the option B seems to be more correct. Let us go to the next question. Question number 13. Why did Sadao marry a Japanese girl only? So, in the case of the marriage also, there is restriction. There is restriction. And who actually put this restriction? The father of the doctor. Father of Dr. Sadao Haki. Sadao Haki. He said that, yes, you are a Japanese and therefore you have to marry a Japanese only. You have to ensure that you will marry a Japanese only. Therefore, in order to make the father happy, he had to marry only the Japanese girl. Let us see the option. Because he liked Japanese, yes, of course, this is correct. Okay, but as far as the question is concerned, this is partially correct, and therefore I put this sign, partially correct. He did not like any other nationality. No, we do not get any kind of evidence. Okay, ऐसा कोई तो evidence हमको मतलब नहीं लगा. Because of his father's fear. Fathers का fear तो हम लोग को मतलब मालूम नहीं है ना? Fathers का fear मतलब हमको मालूम नहीं है. लेकिन father का patriotism, father का loyalty to the country, fathers का devotion to the Japanese traditional culture is very much there. Let us see. Because he did not want to upset his father. ये आंसर बहुत करेक्ट है. Because if he marry any other nationality, the girl from any other nationality or caste, the father will be upset. The father will be disappointed. Therefore, it is what he did not want to do. He did not want to disappoint the father, and therefore he had to marry the Japanese girl only. I suppose you understood. Now let us come to question number next 14. Let us go to question number 14. What kind of person was Sadao's father? Now only we have talked about the father of Sadao Haki. So he was a strict father. So what sort of strictness? So he was very much concerned about the education of the son, and more particularly he loved the country very much. He was showing to the son, you see, the yonder island. Okay, so both of them went to the beach. And after going to the beach, he was pointing towards the island. Okay, pointing towards the what? The island. And then he was telling that you see, this island has a great prospect. Okay, उसका मतलब बहुत बड़ा उम्मीद है, बहुत आशा है ना? This can give the revenue. This can give a resource to the people of Japan. So this tells a volume about the father. Let us see what are the options here. What kind of person was Sadao's father? He was, of course, serious, but we do not get the direct clue. He jolly good man. ये तो इसका opposite है, तो ये नहीं हो सकता है. Very strict person. He was a strict. Whether it was a very or not, we do not know. Therefore, we are putting this mark. A true patriot and traditional person. ये तो बहुत सही है. He was a great patriot. He was a patriot in true sense of the term. and he was the traditional person. He was not a modern man, or he was not transitional man. Okay, what he liked the traditional, either in the form of the dress, or in the form of the house, or in any other form. He liked tradition. He liked custom. He liked the prevailing rituals. Therefore, he was a true patriot and a traditional person. Let us go to number 15. Here you move. Let us continue. Number 15. Why did the messenger come to the doctor? So this messenger, certainly these messengers are from the messenger of the general. The messenger of the general. When the messenger came, naturally who will be afraid? The wife will be afraid. What is the cause of the fear? The cause of the fear was that they are fostering, okay? They are fostering what? A prisoner of war, which goes against what? Which goes against the country, rule of the country. Therefore, there is a fear that they have come to give the order of the execution, or the order of the execution, or maybe some charge sheet will be given to the doctor, and therefore there was a lot of fear in the mind of whom? In the mind of the wife. Let us see the options. Why did the messenger come to the doctor? To meet him. Okay, ऐसा हो भी सकता है ना? हो भी सकता है. For checkup, ये भी हो सकता है. To inform about the general's pain, all this. तो ये देखते हैं अभी, ये जो आंसर है, when we go to the text, then we come to understand that yes, the general was in pain, so he had the health condition, and therefore the doctor was not sent to the war, because at any moment Dr. Sadao, who was an expert surgeon, the general may need his help at any moment, and therefore, because only thinking about his own health and well-being, the doctor was not sent there. And as soon as the pain started, then the messenger was sent to the doctor in order to treat the general. Therefore, this answer is the correct option. To inform about the general's pain means the general actually suffer from some pain. What is the kind of the ailment or the disease we do not know. The pain started, and therefore he may need the operation, and therefore the doctor or the surgeon Sadao was called. Let us see. Question number next. Number 16. Here we go. Let's continue. Number 16. Seeing the messenger, what was Hannah's reaction? We have already told Hannah's reaction. What is the reaction of Hannah? So there will be fear. Okay, there is a fear. The fear was when the fear is very great, then it will be great. When it is a constant, then it is a morbid fear. Okay. Therefore, there is a fear, there is anxiety, there is a rage. What is that? Let us see, seeing the messenger, what was Hannah's reaction? क्या रिएक्शन था हाना का? इनिशियल रिएक्शन क्या था? She got frightened. ये तो सही है. She thought that he has come to arrest her husband. ये भी सही लगता है. General's man, वो भी सही है. Answer all this ये सही है. मतलब all these options A, B, C and D, A, B, C are correct. Therefore, option D, all these are correct. This is the correct option. That is, all these are the fear. Means there are lot of threads of fear. THREAD thread है ना? lot of fiber of the fear है ना? उसका मतलब जो फाइबर था, बहुत सारे फाइबर था. मतलब हाँ, ये एक कारण था, ये एक कारण था, ये भी एक कारण था. Means they thinking that it is the people of the general, so it is only for arrest. Was she got very much frightened? So all these reasons actually contributed to the fear of. Then let us come to next question. Question number 17. Here we go. Let us see the question number 17. Question number 70. What kind of person General was? So, from our previous discussion, we come to understand the General was the thinking. Was he thinking about the country? No. Was he thinking about himself? Yes. When you are thinking about yourself, when the General Takima is thinking only about himself, उनको हम क्या बोलते हैं? उसको मतलब क्या बोलेंगे? सेल्फिश, है ना? कैसे आदमी था? सेल्फिश था. कैसे आदमी था? वो ना केयरलेस था. क्यों केयरलेस था? उसका देश के ऊपर मतलब कोई चिंता ही नहीं था, है ना? थोड़ा कैजुअल टाइप का था, कैजुअल टाइप. So this is the question. So when you are going for the characterization of the Dr. General Takima, not Dr. General Takima, then you can understand. So this is the kind of the clue. Therefore, you have to be very thorough with the questions. Let us see the question once again. What kind of person the General was? A kind-hearted person. ऐसा तो नहीं दिखाई दिया. ये wise man, ये wise तो है लेकिन कितना wise है उसका हमको मालूम नहीं है. ये selfish man, ये तो दिखाई देते, ये तो obvious है. Therefore, he will be a selfish person. He is a self-centered person. Centered person. Self-centered person वो है, वो तो एकदम बराबर करेक्ट है. Therefore, let us go to next question. Question number 18. Here we go. Question number 18. Let us see the question. Let us see question number 18. Why did the General spare the white American soldier? Spare means the word save. So this particular thought come to your mind also. Why the General, who was a war hero, why he saved the prisoner of war? Then let us see the option. To spare his own life, because he was suffering from his disease. He could not concentrate on other matter. He himself was in pain. ये भी correct है. Needed Dr. Sadaw's help. ये तो correct है. Therefore, when all these three are correct, option D will be the correct answer. All these are correct. Now let us go to question number 19. Here we go. Let us continue. Question number 19. How did Dr. Sadao get rid of American soldier? Let us see this one. ये phrase है, ये क्या है? This is the PHRASE phrase है. ये phrase का meaning क्या है? Get it का मतलब क्या है? छुटकारा मिलना. क्या मिलना? छुटकारा मिलना. मतलब किसी से बचना, है ना? So you are constantly pestered. You were constantly pestered or disturbed, है ना? Disturbed by somebody, some factor, some environment, and when this particular factor went away, then आपको कैसा लगता है? You, as if you are getting rid of the particular thing or the person. Means you are free from. You are free from. तो अभी हम देखते हैं वो मतलब कैसा मतलब get it of हुआ. American soldier was a kind of burden for the doctor. Therefore, the executioner also did not report. So he could not directly send him to the government. Therefore, what he did, he did what? He sent him. Let us see. By giving him instruction, by giving him flashlight to use in times of danger, he corrected 2 times. By asking him to do a row to the island. Okay. So a boat was given. The boat was given. And then he was supposed to row. Okay. He was supposed to row to the island by himself. He is the only person. Therefore, the option D is correct. D is correct. So this is the way by which he got rid of or he freed himself from the American soldier. Is it clear? Let us come to question number 20. Question number 20. Let us see the question. Number 20. Why did Dr. Sadao not the saint? Why was Dr. Sadao not the saint to the battlefield? ये question अभी हम discuss किया. किस लिए किया? कि the General Takima who thought that Dr. Sadaway, who was returned from America, was a very expert. He was having a very skilled hand. Therefore, he may need his help anytime, and therefore, only thinking about himself, the doctor, the expert doctor, was not sent to the battlefield to treat the wounded soldiers. Let us see the reason. Because he had no interest. ये इंटरेस्ट तो था, लेकिन वो मजबूरन मतलब नहीं भेजना. He did not love his country. ये तो गलत है. So he loved his country very much. He was supposed to offer his service to the general who was in pain. ये बहुत सही है ना? So he was thinking about his own pain, own ailment, own disease, own deteriorating health. Therefore, he may need the help of the doctor, and therefore he was not sent to the battlefield. Is it correct? Let us go to next question. Let us see the question. Question number 21. Question number 21. Why did Dr. Sadao give his flashlight to the enemy soldier? Flashlight. You know, when you are taking to the camera and getting a snapshot, then when this particular mode is open, then there will be the flashlight. So this flashlight means the light that is given all of a sudden only stays only for a few moments. जो मतलब रहता है कुछ टाइम के लिए रहता है, उसको फ्लैशलाइट बोलते हैं. तो फ्लैशलाइट देने का कारण क्या है? Just to give the signal that yes, he was in trouble. 2 times given in trouble. To help him? No. To show him the way into the dark? ये भी नहीं है. So that he could send him signal in case of any distress. ये तो बहुत सही है, ये हम बार बार बोल रहे हैं. All this ये नहीं हो सकते हैं क्योंकि पहले ये 2 गलत हो गया. Now let us come to question number 22. What is the general's plan for American soldier? So we are talking about whom? We are talking about Tom. Tom is what? He is a prisoner of war. So what is the plan of the general? When it was reported to the general, then what is the plan? The general said, sir, you don't worry, or Dr. Sadao, you do not worry, I will be doing the needful. I will be sending into time to the executioner. They will come and kill the prisoner of war. So you need not worry. Let us see the answer. What means the option? What is the question? What was the general's plan for American soldier? He wanted him to reach safely. तो कभी नहीं हो सकता है. So this is the feeling of the doctor only. Will inform his country. ये भी नहीं है क्योंकि मतलब he was the authority. He can do the needful, and therefore he need not report to the country because he can do the needful, and the same thing can be reported to the country. Will get him assassinated by some private assassins. So we are talking about these executioner or the assassins. So he was telling that yes, आप got the private assassins, and the private assassin will be sent to you, and they will do the needful. So you need not worry. So this was the answer. So option C is correct. Option D is wrong. Let us go to the next question. Here we move. Let us continue. Question number 23. Question number 23. Let us go to the question. Here we start. Why did the servant leave Dr. Sadao's house? ये तो अभी हम किसका बारे में बात करेंगे? यूमी का बात करेंगे, है ना? तो इसीलिए आपको क्या करना है कि पूरा लेसन को आपको ना एकदम डिटेल्स टू डिटेल्स पढ़ना है क्योंकि क्वेश्चन में कम फ्रॉम एनी कॉर्नर एंड इफ यू डू नॉट नो द टेक्स्ट. So knowing that the text is very interesting and very needed. Therefore, you see, the servant was Yumi. Yumi was one of the servant who took care of the house. Therefore, the servants we are talking about the domestic help or the servant, and all of them refused to help and left the house. Okay, sir, हम आपका घर छोड़ देंगे. हम आपको मतलब ना, we cannot help you. So this was the feeling, and so saying they went out. Because he was wounded? No. Because he was dirty? No. Doctor cannot be dirty. He was not at all wounded. Wounded was the prisoner of war because he was an American soldier and they did not like him. Now ये देखिए, so that the servant, ये correct है, बहुत correct है. So that the servants were very much loyal to the country. They were very much loyal to the country. They were great patriots. They disliked the American. The war was going between the America and Japan, and therefore they say that they are very much afraid that the government will certainly punish the doctor, including the servant too. Therefore, it is a very safe that we give up the job here. हम आपका काम छोड़ देते हैं. This was the reason. Now let us see question number 24. Here you go. Let us continue. Question number 24. Let us continue with the question. Why did Dr. Sadao find American soldier? तो ये तो बहुत सिंपल है. So this is the start of the lesson. ये lesson का start है. So both the wife and husband, Dr. Sadao Hockey and Hannah, they were strolling, S-T-R-O-L-L-I-N-G, strolling, or roaming by the side of where? By the side of the beach. At the time they meet or encountered, N-C-O-U-N-T-E-R-E, encountered the prisoner of war. Therefore, let us see the question. Why did Dr. Sadao find American soldier in the park? Not at all. It is rather in the water. In the battlefield, question doesn't arise. Outside his house, ये तो सही है, ये सही है, लेकिन देखिए नाम तो नहीं हो सकता है. Outside his house एक करेक्ट है, लेकिन करेक्ट जवाब है कि floating on the sea water. ये अगर ये नहीं भी है तो ये देखिए outside his house ये तो सही है, even though the specific answer is not given. Therefore, we will go for option C. Now let us continue. Let us continue with the question number 25. Question number 25. Let us go for it. Why did Dr. Sadao help an enemy soldier? ये देखते हैं अभी. So this is the real man in the doctor. Dr. Sadao Haki was a human being first. Therefore, there is a humanity, human values. And moreover, he also had the professional ethics of the doctor. Therefore, he, without any hesitation, helped the prisoner of war. Because he was an ethical and sincere doctor. ये correct है. जितना discussion हम किया, इसमें से ये लगता है कि this is very much correct because he was inspired or enthused by, E-N-T-H-U-S-E-D, enthused by the ethical value and humanitarian value. Because he was his friend, not at all. Because he knew him, no, never. None, cannot be. Therefore, let us go to question number. Next question number is 26. What conflicting idea disturbed Dr. Sadao's mind after he brought American soldier? ये देखिए conflicting idea. तो आदमी का जो मतलब मन होता है, ये जो मन होता है, मन मतलब एक मतलब बैटलफील्ड है. क्या है? एक बैटलफील्ड है. ये हरदम मतलब क्या होता है उसके बीच में मतलब ना वो मन में हरदम मतलब क्लैश होता है. क्या क्या मतलब चीज के साथ? एक मतलब राइट एंड रॉन्ग में, है ना. राइट एंड रॉन्ग के बीच में मतलब हरदम मतलब लड़ाई होते रहते हैं. Therefore, when he saw the prisoner of war for the first time, at the time there was conflict in the mind. क्या हम उनको बचाना है? क्या हम उनको पानी में फेंक देना है? No, I cannot do it because I'm a doctor and my duty is to save the patient, and therefore I have to save him. And moreover, I'm a human being. I do not know any enmity. I do not know any enmity. So I have no boundary or the race or the barrier or the caste or the creed. Therefore, I have to save. Let us see the option. Duty of a doctor and loyalty towards nation. ये देखिए, ये जो है ना उसका बीच में मतलब दो मतलब चीज में मतलब लड़ाई हो रहे थे. एक तो है कि मतलब एज ए जापानीज व्हाट ही नीड टू डू एंड एज ए डॉक्टर. ये दोनों का जो काम है वो अलग अलग है. डॉक्टर का काम क्या है? सेविंग द लाइफ. और उनका जो लॉयल्टी पेट्रोटिज्म है उसका मतलब वो क्या बोलते हैं कि ना You cannot say to the prisoner of war, it goes against the rule of the country. You will become a disloyal citizen, or it will be a kind of treachery. It will be a kind of treason. Okay, treason. Desdroh hoga. Okay, means it is a kind of revolt against the country. Therefore, this sort of conflict was going on in the mind of the doctor. I suppose you understood very well. Let us go to the next question. Question number 27. Let us go. Question number 27. How did Dr. Sadao emerge successfully out of the conflict? है ना? So ये conflict हुआ, conflict के बीच में से वो कैसे मतलब उबार के आ गया? So he came out successfully out of the conflict. So what is the particular force that came out successful or victorious in this world? Let's see. By throwing the patient out of the house, ऐसा तो वो करने का मतलब मन था लेकिन नहीं किया. By sending his servant out of the house, ये भी नहीं है ना? ये तो असल में वो करना नहीं चाहते थे. So the servant willfully they went out by succumbing before the general. No, there is no pressure from the general, and therefore there is no question of succumbing to the general's order or the general's orders or general's command does not arise. By saving soldier's life as a sincere doctor and helping to rescue. तो ये है कि मतलब उनका जो मन में जो जितना मतलब दुविधा था, जितना कन्फ्लिक्ट था, जितना मन में वार था, बैटल था, वो हर चीज को मतलब क्या क्या उससे मतलब वो निकाल के आया कैसे? So just by helping to the prisoner of war, operating on him and taking care of the health and finally make good his escape. Let us see the next question, number 28. Let us go to the question number 28. Let us see the question. What kind of person Dr. Sadao was? तो अभी तो आता है कि हम जितना भी लेसन मैंने पढ़ेंगे, लेसन पढ़ने के बाद so just from the activity है ना, उनका जो एक्टिविटी होता है, उसका जो थॉट होता है, from there we can get to what? We can get to the characterization. We can get to the characterization. Okay, characterization की तरह हम जा सकते हैं. तो एज ए सो ये लेसन में who is the protagonist? ये protagonist हमारा कौन है? Who is the protagonist? So the protagonist is the Dr. Sadao Hockey. So we see that he is an excellent doctor. वो तो एकदम सही है. Compassionate human being means उसका पास मतलब क्या था? Sympathy था. उसका पास मतलब pity था. उसका पास मतलब क्या था? Kindness था. है ना? ये सारे ह्यूमन क्वालिटी, गुड, प्रेशियस, स्टार्लिंग ह्यूमन क्वालिटीज, all this were there in his mind, and therefore what he did, he was very much sympathetic, sincere and responsible citizen. वो तो पक्का है. Therefore the right answer will be all this. What kind of person means these are, ये सारे मतलब क्या होता है? ये these are the traits. Traits. These are traits or the features. These are the aspects, aspects, aspects of the character of Dr. Sadao Hockey. So when the question of the characterization of Dr. Sadao Hockey, the protagonist of this lesson, the enemy comes, then you can write he was an excellent doctor, he was sympathetic, he was compassionate, he was sincere, he was a skilled doctor, he was a responsible citizen. You can write all this. Now let us go to question number 29. Here we move. Let us go to question number 29. Question number 29. What idea do you form of Dr. Sadao after reading the lesson? So this question also similar. We have already discussed this question. What is the dominant trait of Dr. Sadao's personality? है ना? तो हम बहुत सारे trait देखा. हम बहुत सारे traits, क्वालिटीज मतलब देखा है ना, बहुत सारे क्वालिटीज हम देखा, बहुत सारे फीचर्स हम देखा, FEATURES फीचर्स. उनमें से कौन सी है जो मतलब बहुत डोमिनेंट है, जो प्रबल है, जो मतलब वेरी फोर्सफुल है, FORCEFUL, फोर्सफुल। तो इसमें से कौन सी मतलब ज्यादा फोर्सफुल है? एक्सपर्टाइज इन हिज प्रोफेशन एंड कंपैशन एज ए ह्यूमन बीइंग। ये तो बहुत तगड़ा मतलब आंसर है। हाँ, ही वाज वेरी मच स्किल्ड एज ए प्रोफेशनल डॉक्टर, एज ए ह्यूमन बीइंग, ही हैज लॉट ऑफ कंपैशन, ओके, कंपैशन फॉर ह्यूमन बीइंग। ये तो एकदम सही लग रहा है पहले आंसर। ऑब्स्टिनेट, वो तो हमको नहीं दिखा है। ऑब्स्टिनेट का मतलब क्या है? जिद्दी है। कहां हम जिद्दी देखा? हम तो कहीं मतलब जिद्दी मतलब नहीं देखा। डजंट लाइक टू डू ओबे एनीवन, ऐसा तो कभी नहीं देखा। सो ही वाज अ वेरी लॉयल पर्सन, है ना, ही वाज अ वेरी मच लॉयल एंड देयर इज नो क्वेश्चन ऑफ डिसओबेइंग, दिस बिकमिंग डिसलॉयल। रूट तो हम कभी नहीं देखा। हाँ, एक बार मतलब उन्होंने वाइफ को बहुत शार्पली बोला था, when she was a little reluctant in washing, है ना, then only. So it is also goes in favor of Dr. Sadaw's personality, that he was a very good and sympathetic human being. Therefore, the option will be option A is correct. He was an expertise, he was a skilled professional and a compassionate as a human being. Let's go to next question, number 31. Let's go to it. Question number 31. Why did Dr. Sadao go to America? तो अभी मतलब हम आते हैं स्टोरी का स्टार्ट में आते हैं. So at the age of what? At the age of 22. So normally when you are a postgraduate, so you will be certainly 22 years old, and after that suppose you become MBBS, है ना, MBBS. You are studying higher secondary science, you become MBBS. After becoming MBBS, so you want to be the specialist, either the skin specialist, then you will be called dermatologist. So you want to become the doctor of the mind, psychiatrist. So in this manner, there may be a different field, and so after 22, there is a chance that you are going to have some expertise, means skill in a particular field, specific field. Therefore, why did Dr. Sadao go to America? To meet the soldier? ऐसा तो होता नहीं है ना, ऐसा नहीं. To meet his friend? ऐसा कभी नहीं हुआ. To travel? No tour. To study surgery and medicine, which was his father's wish. So father actually wanted that his son will be the doctor, and for that particular purpose he was sent to America in order to pursue the medicine, in order to pursue or study the medicine course. Therefore, that was the reason when he is going to America and becoming familiar with the Americans. Let us go to next question, 32 number. What did Dr. Sadao give to the soldier? What did Dr. Sadao give to the soldier? Is a boat, ये correct है. Food to eat, ये भी correct है. Flashlight to use in distress or in trouble. Distress means trouble, T-R-O-U-B-L-E, trouble, ये भी correct है. That means when all the three are correct, therefore option D, always this is the option that we'll have to write into the exam. Therefore, the answer for 32 is 32D is the answer. Now let us go to question number 33. What does this chapter revolve around? What does this chapter revolve around? तो ये हमारा, this is our circle, है ना, this is our circle. So this is the sun, this is the sun. Suppose we are talking about the solar system, then all the planets move around what? Move around the sun. That is, this is the center. This is the center of the solar system. So in the lesson also, as far as the lesson is concerned, there is some sun or center point around which the story revolves round, or the story circles round. So what is that particular concept? The concept is at the background of the story. The war is constantly doing what? It is constantly ringing, making sound and affecting the life of the people. Therefore, this is the war. This is the correct answer. Let us see. War. So, what sort of war we do not know. So, let us consider another option. War between Israel and America. Israel तो इधर नहीं आया, है ना? Israel नहीं आया. War between Malaysia and America. Malaysia का mention नहीं है. War between Japan and America. ये तो बहुत सही है. So, we are talking about America and Japan. So, we are talking about the bombing in where? Bombing in the Hawaii Island. Hawaii operation. This is the Hawaii operation. Okay. Therefore, this is this right option here will be war between Japan and America, and the war started just after the attack of the Pearl Harbor. By whom? By Japan. On whom? On America. What is the year? 1941. What is the date? 7 December. Alright, let us see. Number 34. Question number 34. What does the narrator speak about in the beginning of the chapter? What does he speak about? The war, the journal, Sadao's childhood and his father, the servant, and Dr. Sadao's wife. So this may not be correct. This is not at all correct. The servant and this is not correct. So when you go to the story starts or open with the father and the child. Both of them are talking and showing the island and showing that you see the wonder island, and that is the future of Japan. So this is the start of the lesson. Now question number 35. Where did Dr. Sadao meet Hannah? So now we see the interlude. I-N-T-E-R-L-U-D, interlude. तो interlude आप जानते हैं ना? Break. है ना? So earlier we were talking about what? War. Now what we will be talking about? We will be talking about marries. So first, Dr. Sadao meet Hannah in the house of the professor. Professor name of the professor was Professor Hurley. So let us see whether this option is there or not. Where did Dr. Sadao meet Hannah? In Japan? No, not at all. Both of them studied in America. Is a neighbor? No. In the battlefield? Sawal nahi hai. At a Professor Hurley's house in America? Yes, this is the option. Question number 36. Let us go for question number 36. Let us go for it. Question number 36. Why did Dr. Sadao feel alone at the beach? देखिए ये जो ना kind of the feeling of isolation, the feeling of loneliness आपको कब होता है? ऐसा होता है कि मतलब कभी कभी ऐसा होता है कि you are in the midst of the crowd, है ना? आप एकदम जनता के बीच में हैं, तभी आपको ऐसा लगता है कि हाँ you are very much lonely, है ना? जॉन डन एक कवि था, आप सुने? जॉन डन एक कवि था, उसने बोला कि ये राइटली बोला है, बहुत करेक्टली बोला है. कैसा बोला? Every man is an isolated island. Every man is an isolated island. ये देखिए. So हर आदमी मतलब एक isolated island जैसा है, मतलब lonely, मतलब अंदर से आदमी बहुत lonely है. तो उसीलिए उसको मतलब क्या चाहिए? कुछ फ्रेंड चाहिए, कुछ मतलब क्या चाहिए? कुछ कंपेनियन चाहिए, है ना? Therefore, ऐसा भी कुछ वक्त होता है, आप कुछ काम करते हैं, काम करने के बाद ऐसा लगता है कि yes, nobody will be giving me the support and you feel quite lonely. Yes, this is the kind of the situation that Dr. Sadao also feel. Let us see the option in question 2. Why did Dr. Sadao feel alone at the beach? बीच में गया, बीच में जाने के बाद उसने क्या किया? He saw the prisoner of war. After that, he finally overcome the conflict and then he began to treat the prisoner of war. After that, what happened? When he saved the life, he felt very lonely. Okay, sometimes he also, from one corner of his mind, he wanted to throw the prisoner of war in the water, है ना? लेकिन वो नहीं हो पाया क्योंकि उसका जो मेंटल मेकअप था, उसका जो मतलब उसका जो सिंपैथी पिटी था वो स्ट्रांग था. Let us see the answer. For not bringing his wife with him, ये तो नहीं है, वाइफ तो साथ में ही था. For not listening to जनरल के साथ तो उसका मतलब बहुत दोस्ती था, वो अच्छे डॉक्टर थे, जनरल उसको बहुत मतलब लाइक करते थे. Heard them, there was constant talk between the general and the doctor. वो ये भी नहीं है. For saving an American soldier, ये बहुत करेक्ट है. वो उनको सेव करके ऐसा लगा था कि मतलब he is very lonely, he is not getting any support, है ना, he is very lonely, he is very isolated. Okay, तो ऐसा फीलिंग तब हुआ था जब उन्होंने अमेरिकन सोल्जर का लाइफ को सेव किया. ठीक है, लेट्स गो फॉर द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. लेट्स गो क्वेश्चन नंबर 37. Here you go. At what age Dr. Sadao went to the America? ये जो है क्वेश्चन है, ये टेक्सुअल क्वेश्चन है ना. इसमें आपको केवल मतलब टेक्सुअल नॉलेज ही होना चाहिए. इसमें राइट आंसर है 22. इसमें और कुछ देखने का जरूरत नहीं. लेट्स सी नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, क्वेश्चन नंबर 38. लेट्स गो फॉर 38. क्वेश्चन नंबर 38. At what age he came back to Japan? तो कब आए थे? 8 साल के बाद, मतलब वो गए कब गए? So he went at the age of 22. And after that he studied there for 8 years, 8 long years. And after that, at the age of 30, he returned back to Japan to serve the country. Let us come to next question number 39. Let's go. How many children did Dr. Sadao have? कितने बच्चे थे? 2 ही बच्चे थे, है ना. इसमें कोई सोचने वाला कोई बात नहीं है. Only 2. What does Dr. Sadao remember towards the end of the story? है ना, स्टोरी के खत्म होने के बाद उनको क्या क्या फीलिंग आया? तो हम देखते हैं बहुत सारे फीलिंग तो आएगा. बहुत सारे चीज जो है वो मतलब क्या करेंगे? रिमेम्बर करेंगे, रिकलेक्ट करेंगे, रिव्यू करेंगे, है ना. बहुत सारे चीज जो है वो मतलब क्या करेंगे? रेट्रोस्पेक्ट करेंगे, रेमिनिसेंस करेंगे. देखते हैं 5 American faces which had a lion's share in his life. Which had a lion's share in his life. His first landlady, who was full of prejudice, yet saved his life when he was suffering from influenza. This is a landlady where he took to the rented house, even though there was a prejudice against the Japanese people. They disliked the Japanese people. Yet, when he was suffering from the influenza, yet the landlady helped her. Answer will be all this. Therefore, now let us see some other questions, some more examples. Let us see and work out. So these are 40 questions. So we'll see some other questions. See only the little change of the pattern. The American landlady had once helped Sadao when she nursed him through the influenza. ये correct है? या अभी हम मतलब देखा. She gave him food for a month. No. She had mended his clothes. No. Had not taken rent for a month. No. Then option A is correct. Let us see question number next. Additional question number next 20. Question number 2. Let us go for it. Dr. Sadao got his reward when the prisoner could escape. This is the correct answer. Let us go for the next question. ये क्वेश्चन थोड़ा नया है. ये देखिए बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग क्वेश्चन है. Sadao made the prisoner dress up. So when he was planning that he will help the prisoner of war to escape, at the time what he did, he disguised himself, D-I-S-G-U, okay, disguised the prisoner of war as what? As the as the Japanese person. Why Japanese person? Because other Western people people will suspect, and again he will be made the prisoner. Therefore, he was given the Japanese clothes. The answer sahi. Because he was in Japan, he was a prisoner of war in Japan. Therefore, when after his treatment is over, so he was sent with all the things he needed, and he was disguised as Japanese man or Japanese people. Let us continue. See the next question. Let us go. The young prisoner was asked to flash the light if a footer ran out. Kitna bar? 2 times. How many times? 2 times only. If he was running out of foot or he was in trouble. Then let us see question number 5. When the assassin did not come, Sadao decided to kill the prisoner himself, help him to escape. Ye correct hai? Hand him over to the police? No. Send him to the America? No. Therefore, the option B is correct. Let us see next question. The general only wanted Sadao to operate upon him because Sadao was very skilled. Ye correct hai? Sadao was very skilled. This option is correct. We have already discussed it. Question number 7. Why are we different from the other Japanese? This was said by the servant, the general Sadao Hana. So it was Hana who said, why are we different from the Japanese? Why are we different from the other Japanese? Means the other Japanese had the prejudice. And they are very generous type of man. They are very generous type of people. Means that they are large-hearted people. Large-hearted. H-E-A-R-T-E-D. Large-hearted people. Therefore, this question is asked by Hanna. When you go to the text, you will understand why are you different from the other Japanese. This was said by Hanna before Dr. Sadao. Okay. Let us go to next question. The day Sadao opened the soldier's stitches, he called the police. Typed out a letter to the chief of police, made him run away, tied him up. Means as a responsible person, after the operation was done, he was successful on operating. He thought that it is his duty towards the country to inform the court or inform the police, and therefore he wrote the letter informing the police about the prisoner of war. Then let us see question number next. Question number 9. All the servants in Sadao's household were happy with the master? No. Then felt that he deserted you? No. Were very critical about him. Correct? Wanted him to let the soldier die? No. So the option number C is correct. Let us see the last question, question number 10. Let us go to the question. Question number 10. The recovering soldier was fed by. Now see, this is the work of the nurse, and this nursing is done by Hana. This shows the largeness of the heart, and the mother in Hana was crying out and was feeding the baby. Okay, feeding the baby. So what is the baby here? The baby here was no other than the prisoner of war. Therefore, we see the character of Hana. She was the guide in respect of Dr. Sadao. He was the philosopher. She was also the mother. She was a good human being, and overall she was a patriot. She was a true Japanese human being. Therefore, my dear children, this is the end of this chapter. I suppose when you go through this, you will understand it better and you can excel in the examination. With this hope, let me conclude. Thanks to all. Thank everybody.